Good evening, everybody. It is August 4th, 2021, approximately 7:55 p.m. Okay, so I just got done with my one online assessment for the animal hospital with all these different questions and different scenarios and all that happy, fun stuff. Easy peasy, maybe, hopefully. And I called the lady and told her I finished it. I did the email assessment, the voicemail assessment, and now this other assessment, whether you agree, disagree, neither disagree or agree. 150 questions later. Mine totally, but it wasn't too bad. But 150 questions. Hopefully I passed. I'm not good with tests, but and I hate being put on the spot with a question like, oh, if somebody steals in front of you, do you tell your supervisor? You won't tell your supervisor. You agree, disagree, neither disagree. It's like, of course you're gonna tell your supervisor. Or one saying, you feel very good about your accomplishments. Well, first of all, I hate talking about myself, but I hit agree because I like my accomplishments, but I don't want to brag either, if that makes sense. I'm try not to be so boastful, but I am God's princess. Anyway, earlier in the day, like I said, I had an interview at 10 o'clock in the morning at a spa near me. Come to find out, this job is actually for 25 to 30 hours. It's only going to be part-time, so no benefits. But, if I do work 25 to 30 hours, then I can afford health insurance and hopefully be able to afford it anyway. Who knows with my pre-existing conditions if it'll be covered once I get off the state insurance. I don't know. But, of course, they did ask me the lapse of why I wasn't working. The question I've been dreading. Wow, that was quite tough, to say the least. But I stayed strong and explained to him everything. And I apologized for tearing up a little bit. I said to him straight out, I said, I'm sorry if I tear up a little bit with this one. And they said, that's fine, take your time. Do you really have time? How long's this interview? And both girls were like, we are so sorry to hear about what happened. We can't even fathom. Well, no, you really can't. Losing a child is probably the hardest thing any woman, father, or man will ever go through, I think, in their lifetime. And talking about it in an interview is, I think, sometimes tough. It really is tough. Sean's been blessed enough to be at the same job for like almost 20 years. So he doesn't have to really worry about that. And he has job security. His boss is great. They were great to him. The only thing that sucked about his job, they didn't give him bereavement pay. They had to do paid time off because they didn't consider Marigold a death of a child. They just considered it a loss. And that's one of the things that kills me. Is like, she was a stillbirth. She was our child. You're not going to give him bereavement pay? But can't hold that against his job. Jeff, his manager, his boss, whatever you want to call him, was really good and was very helpful towards us. And the following week we went to a little party and everything for his work that they have every month. They have a little get together and all that. And Jeff came up to me and gave me a big hug. He goes, I'm so sorry. No need to be sorry, dude. You didn't do anything. She just was ready to gain her wings before she was able to develop her lungs fully. Go figure. But going back to the interview, they were perfectly fine and understood about the lapse. And when I told them who my previous employer was, they said, we've heard a lot about them, about her and how she treats her employees. We get it. Glad you get it, because it totally boggled my mind when she said my health wasn't important. But it is what it is, as they say. So basically, it would be everything I did pretty much at my previous job as a front desk supervisor, but less responsibilities. I mean, they said, oh, we see you have your cosmetology license. Would you be willing to, like, within these hours, like, also shampoo a client's hair or whatever? Yeah, I can shampoo hair. I mean, I worked at a salon for years before I worked at the spa. But we'll see how that goes. I still really want the job at the animal hospital. Still hoping I get that job, because the pay is more than this job. These people said they have a couple more people to interview, and they'll let me know hopefully at the end of this week, because the one lady is going on vacation next week and she won't be back till the following, not Friday of next week, like the Friday after. So I wouldn't know till after that. So that gives me plenty of time to figure out what's going on with the animal hospital. I just hope to God I get this job at the animal hospital. The pay is amazing. It's exactly what I want. And with the health benefits, the dental benefits, everything wrapped into one, and set hours, I need that. The one nice thing about the spa near me, when I was interviewed for, I explained to him, I said, look, I take my medications every night around 6:30. And if I have to work till 8, is there any possible way it's okay that I take my meds at 6:30? I'll just step in the back and everything. They said, that's not a problem. Your health is more important. Well, you tell that to Donna. She never understood. Well, Donna was one of a kind. Let me tell you, people. But one of the only plus sides, there was a couple plus sides to working at the spa. One, I met my best friend Sarah there. 2, it opened up a whole world of opportunities of working in an office environment, being labeled as a front desk supervisor. I was still working in my cosmetology field, and I met a lot of new people. So, yes, the spa did have its benefits. Downfall, two-faced boss. No health benefits. Long hours. Working every weekend. All day. Like Saturdays were 8 to 8. Sundays were 8 to 6. So there goes my weekend. And one day off. And even then, if somebody called off, guess who would have to work? Yours truly. But it is what it is. I know God was with me. I know Marigold was with me through the interview, especially as I was walking into the spa. As I was walking towards the door, this beautiful butterfly landed right on this stair. What do you call that? The stairwell, whatever. I don't know what the heck it's called, but there was landed there. It was a beautiful monarch butterfly. And I said, okay, Marigold, here we go. Prior to that, I was trying to find parking, and the parking around there, it sucks. Like, it's all meters and stuff like that, and you would have to parallel park. But there was no parking, like, in front of this place or even near this place, except for this little parking lot next to it, which wasn't for share design. It was for Dunkelbergers. And I said, Dunkelbergers patrons only, all others will be towed at owner's expense. Well, I didn't want my car towed. There's no parking. So I parked in Dunkelberger's parking lot, but before I stayed there to go for my interview, I called them up and I explained to them, I said, look, I have an interview with Shared Design and there's no parking in front of their spa. Is there any way it would be okay if I could park in your parking lot? I said, it's just for an interview. I promise I won't stay there all day. The guy couldn't have been nicer. He's like, I appreciate you calling. Of course you can park there. And he goes, nobody calls. They usually just park there. Nobody ever called before. Well, sir, I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude and just park here and assume it's okay and then have my car towed. Lord, I can't afford that right now. So, that's where I parked. So while I was in there, in the car, before I left to go into the interview, I said a prayer to God. I said, God, thank you for these opportunities you're giving me. Just lead me to the right job. Let me be strong through this interview. I just need your help for strength right now, because I'm losing strength, I think. I could just hear him say, my child, my princess, you got this. So, with that, I turned my car off, and then I walked towards my interview, and that's when I saw that beautiful butterfly. And I said, Marigold, you are one beautiful little butterfly. It's tough. It really is. And I just feel so empty sometimes without her. But at the same time, I just put my hand on my heart, and when I feel a beat, I just picture her smiling and laughing as if she was whole. So, sorry for the little ramble today, but that's how my day went. Didn't cry much today, which it's a good day. Any day is a good day when you don't cry. But I did have a cheat day. Kind of went off my diabetic diet. I had a cheesesteak for lunch, which didn't agree with me. First of all, because it was beef, and second, it was so greasy. But it is what it is. Plus carbs. And carbs. And more carbs. But I needed to get that out of my system because I always saw it on the menu and I was like, I gotta try this one of these days. But I have a feeling my sugar's gonna be high tonight because of that. Guess we'll find out in about an hour. Do I want to see it? Anyway, guys, that's the conclusion of this crazy world life that I lead. Like I said, one step closer to things with this animal hospital. Let's just keep praying I get that one. Alright, guys, have a great night. Be blessed. I'm always praying for you. Love you guys. Peace.